Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to another episode of the most offensive podcast ever. I'm Slimmy V, and today I am going to be talking about the threat of World War III, the threat of a nuclear disaster. Now, I know over the years, for decades, people have spoken about a nuclear war. Now, I think as the day goes on, the weeks goes on, we get closer and closer through having a political disaster that involves nuclear warheads. Why? Number one, we have the capability, right? We have these weapons. These weapons do exist. We are in a climate, in my opinion, I feel that is really getting heated. I don't like talking about these things. I don't make light of it. I know biblically they talked about wars and rumors of wars. And I just feel like we are inching closer with this whole crap that's going down in Russia and Ukraine. Then we got China, Taiwan. We got powerhouses. We got US who says things to Russia such as, yo, if you touch Ukraine, we're coming after you. This is an act of war. So, I mean, man, you have a mixture of something brewing over here, and I don't fully understand what's going on. I don't think the people reporting on these things understands what is happening. Not everything is written on the front page paper or being told to us, verbatim. I think something is going to happen, and I mean, people who's not really in touch, in tuned, or watching the news, looking at social media, if they don't know what's going on, they're gonna get caught by surprise. Like the Bible says, when Jesus will come as a thief in the night, it's only because you're not watching or looking out for him. So I think this whole nuclear war, to some people, is going to come like a thief in the night. Some people don't know that we're this close. But there have been claims by Putin that says they are now gathering, I believe, hundreds of thousands of military together. Okay? Not only that, they have made claims that I think US have blackmailed them or put them in a position in order for them to defend themselves. And he said, this ain't no bluff. But now on the other side, you got Biden who's saying, if you touch Ukraine, we're going to come after you. So, dude, I have no idea what's going on. What do you think? Do you think we are, in the next 2 years, that it's going to be full-blown world war, nuclear war? What do you think? Comment below and let me know. Are you worried about it? Let me play this clip from President Biden.
A permanent member of the United Nations Security Council invaded its neighbor, attempted to erase a sovereign state from the map. Russia has shamelessly violated the core tenets of the United Nations Charter. No more important than the clear prohibition against countries taking the territory of their neighbor by force. Again, just today, President Putin has made overt nuclear threats against Europe and a reckless disregard for the responsibilities of the non-proliferation regime. Now, Russia's calling up more soldiers to join the fight, and the Kremlin is organizing a sham referenda to try to annex parts of Ukraine, an extremely significant violation of the UN Charter. This world should see these outrageous acts for what they are. Putin claims he had to act because Russia was threatened. But no one threatened Russia, and no one other than Russia sought conflict. In fact, we warned it was coming, and with many of you we worked to try to avert it. Putin's own words make his true purpose unmistakable. Just before he invaded, Putin asserted, and I quote, "Ukraine was created by Russia and never had, quote, real statehood." And now we see attacks on schools, railway stations, hospitals, on centers of Ukrainian history and culture. In the past, even more horrifying evidence of Russia's atrocity and war crimes. Mass graves uncovered in Izium, bodies, according to those who excavated those bodies, showing signs of torture. This war is about extinguishing Ukraine's right to exist as a state, plain and simple, and Ukraine's right to exist as a people. Whoever you are, wherever you live, whatever you believe, that should make your blood run cold.
Now you heard that he said Putin claimed that he was threatened. And Biden also said that nobody threatened Putin. So he is alleging that Putin is lying. But I have no idea, because US have lied on so many occasions. So we don't know exactly what is happening. I am going to be investigating and watching social media, watching news, and trying to put one and one together. Hopefully I do get two. And if anybody out there, you got a comment that can clarify this whole thing for me, let me know, because I think we're in dangerous territories right now as a nation, as a people. We need to know what's going on. I think right now, more than ever, we need to get right with God. We need to make peace with our past. We need to confront those that you deemed as enemies and ask for forgiveness and forgive those. Because if something happens, if a nuclear war happens and we're all laid out, it would have been better to make peace with your Lord and Savior before your soul get taken out. I've never been so serious, because we don't know what's going on. We've been lied to. We've been misguided. All the misinformation, all the disinformation out there that's going on in the social media, whether it's TikTok, YouTube videos, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, government officials, political figures, YouTubers. We've been lied to on so many occasions. Certain things I don't want to even bring up because I want this video to really target people. I want you out there to share this video. Ask the questions that you want to know the answers to. We need to know who are the good guys? Who are the bad guys? What is really happening? Why doesn't Putin want Ukraine to be a sovereign nation? Why? And you know, for the historical sake, Ukrainians, they are Russians also. I mean, yo, I am confused, bewildered. I really need some clarification. Let me listen to Putin because there's, I think he's going to be speaking Russian, but he's supposed to be putting together 300,000 Russian troops. Yo, this is some crazy stuff right now.
Необходимо поддержать предложение Министерства обороны и Генерального штаба о проведении в Российской Федерации частичной мобилизации. Повторю, речь идет именно о частичной мобилизации. То есть призыву на военную службу будут подлежать только граждане, которые в настоящий момент состоят в запасе. И прежде всего те, кто проходил службу в рядах вооруженных сил, имеет определенные военно-учетные специальности и соответствующий опыт. Призванные на военную службу перед отправкой в части вы обязательно...
Hold on. It said before being sent to serve, those drafted will have mandatory...
Призванные на военную службу перед отправкой в части в обязательном порядке будут проходить дополнительную военную подготовку с учетом опыта специальной военной операции. Указ о частичной мобилизации подписан.
So, okay, so the decree on partial mobilization have been signed. Yo.
В своей агрессивной антироссийской политике
In its aggressive anti-Russian policy, the West has crossed every line. He is declaring war. He is literally declaring war.
Запад перешел всякую грань. Мы постоянно слышим угрозы.
We hear constant threats against our country and our people.
Угрозы в адрес нашей страны, нашего народа. Некоторые...
Some irresponsible politicians in the West, speaking of us, speak not only about...
Безответственные политики на Западе не только говорят о планах по организации поставок в Украине.
Ukraine long-range weaponry, okay, missile system that would allow Kiev...
Дальнобойных наступательных вооружений. Систем, которые позволят наносить удары по Крыму, другим...
To strike Crimea and other Russian regions. These acts of terror, including, oh my gosh, okay. So, see, these type of research should be done. Because what he's saying is U.S. is arming Kiev, right? I guess that's one of the allies that's with Ukraine to strike Crimea and other Russian regions. That's an act of terror. Now,
регионам России.
including
Такие
using
террористические удары, в том числе с использованием западного оружия.
Western weapons are already being carried out in border regime. So, okay, so weapons are being flown to Russia or to Ukraine.
Уже наносится по приграничным населенным пунктам Белгородской и Курской областей. В ход пошел и ядерный шанс.
Even nuclear blackmail. Okay, that's the blackmail that I was talking about that I didn't really quite understand. Even nuclear blackmail has come into play. We are talking not only about the shelling.
Речь идет не только о поощряемых Западом обстрелах
Of the, I can't even pronounce that, it's a nuclear power plant encouraged by the West,
Запорожской атомной электростанции, что грозит атомной катастрофой.
which threatens to unleash a nuclear catastrophe or catastrophe, but also about statements
Но и о высказываниях некоторых высокопоставленных
high-ranking representatives of leading NATO countries. Okay.
представителей ведущих государств НАТО о возможности и допустимости
Hold on. This is all right. I'm gonna try to read this. On the possibility and admissibility of using weapons of mass destruction against Russia, nuclear weapons. I want to remind those who allow themselves such statements about Russia that our country also has a variety of weapons of destruction, and in some areas even more modern than those in NATO countries. And if the territorial integrity of our country is threatened, we will without question use all the means at our disposal to protect Russia and our people. This is not a bluff. And those who try to blackmail us with nuclear weapons should know that the prevailing winds can also blow in their direction. We cannot. We have no moral right to hand over our loved ones to the executioners. We cannot fail to respond to their sincere desire to determine their own fate. The parliaments of republics as well as civil military administration of, can't pronounce, regions have decided on holding referendums to determine the future of these territories and ask us, Russia, we will do everything to ensure safe conditions to hold the referendums so that people can express their will. We will support the decision on their future made by the residents of Okay, who is this? Russian defense minister. Okay. We haven't talked about it for a while, but I must mention our losses. As of today, we have lost 5,937 people. 300,000 reservists will be called up. 300,000 will not carry out as planned manner, as I have already said. 300,000 reservists will be called up. I want to say straight away that this work will not be carried as a one-off, but in a systematic, planned manner, as I have said already. Okay. Well, there you have it. What do you think? Are we at the brink of World War III? Are we going to be in a nuclear war? What do you think is going to happen? Are you worried about this? Or do you think this is bluff? This is propaganda. This is scare tactics used to, I don't know, put fear into each other. Do you think both Russia and US are bluffing? Do you think China is bluffing? Let me hear your thoughts. Comment below. Okay? I think, in my opinion, I think we're headed for disaster. And we got to get ready. I'm Slimmy V, and this is the most. But wait a second. I must say this before I leave. I think if you look at this thing has been unfolding quickly since Biden came into office. Look out for this. And I think that this is what they're going to do. They want to kind of stall this whole nuclear talk, this whole World War III thing, and then push it into 2024 when Trump is about to get in. They want to make this his war. They want to make it his fault. They're going to blame President Trump for World War III and all this nuclear disaster that we could possibly face. Now, I'm praying to God that it doesn't get to this. But look out for them to blame Trump for this. I think by the time Trump get in, we're going to be so beyond returning or scaling it back. Now, I don't know if Trump is going to have, the ability to sort of kind of calm things down. As you know, during the Trump era, we were signing treaties in the Middle East. We didn't escalate it this much. Things were particularly under control. Things were good, right? But I think it's going to go so beyond control that it's going to end up with Trump being president, if that happens, either Trump or Ron DeSantis, and they're going to put the blame on them. And it's going to be chaotic between the media, the politicians, social media webs, such as Facebook, or whatever, Silicon Valley, right? Between all of that, celebrities, Hollywood, everything's going to be chaotic. Look out for that. You heard it here first. Anyway, I'm signing out. I'm Slimmy V, and this is the most offensive podcast ever. God bless, stress less, and let Yahweh do the rest. I'm out. Peace.